Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Ralli Roots. I am a full-time online reseller. That just means I buy stuff and I sell it online for a profit on platforms like eBay, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Today is actually July 31st for me. I don't know when you're watching this video, but for me it's July 31st. It's the last day of the month, and in today's video I just wanted to share with you some unique items that have sold for us on eBay during the month of July 2023. All of these items have sold for us on our personal eBay store, and they have all sold for $50 plus. So as a reseller YouTube channel, one thing that we preach all the time is to focus on a higher ASP, which is average sales price. The thought behind that being you're going to be putting in pretty much the same amount of time whether you sell something for $10 or you sell something for $200. You're still taking pictures, you're still listing the item, you're still shipping the item out, you're still providing customer service. So if you are reselling online, we usually say quality over quantity, especially when you just start out. So I feel like these videos are pretty important for people to be able to see some unique items, not just vintage t-shirts. I know we talk a lot about vintage t-shirts. That's our passion, and we've been able to turn our passion into a good business. But we don't only sell vintage t-shirts. We sell a ton of other stuff. We are all around resellers. And again, that's what today's video is going to be about. So without further ado, let's jump into, I picked out 12 items that have sold for us on eBay during the month of July 2023. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you maybe pick up some new items to be on the lookout for while you're out there sourcing. Oh, and one other thing before we jump into today's list. If you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing. I'm going to put out more and more videos just like this, trying to help out the reselling community. And then also keep in mind that we do have a reseller VIP group. It's not currently open, but we will be opening up new spots in the future. If you would like access to that, just go to ralliroots.com, fill out your information, and we will shoot you an email when that group opens back up. Okay, so item number one, the first one that I'll share with you, this item we found at a garage sale. I paid $20 for it. It was a new in the box electronic item. I'll be honest, I had no idea what this was. All I did was I saw something brand new in the sealed box and I looked it up on eBay, and I saw that the sold comps on eBay looked like they could be good. So there's another tip for you. When you're looking something up, make sure you're not just looking at what's listed, but make sure you're looking at what is sold. On eBay, if you click on the little right hand side, you can scroll down and click on sold and completed listings, and those are items that have actually sold on eBay within, I believe, the last 90 days. So that's what I did. I looked up this IntelliTouch item and I paid $20, and it sold for us on eBay for $199. Item number two that I want to share with you, this is a brand that I've never sold before. We found this item at a thrift store. I think I paid like $8 for it. I'm going to absolutely butcher the name of this brand, but I believe it's called Marcelo Burlon. It's like a streetwear brand type thing. It's not vintage, but it's a newer streetwear type t-shirt, but I could tell it was something special because it was really high quality. Like the fabric itself, you know, when you touch like a t-shirt or a piece of clothing, then you can just tell like it's high quality. This item was definitely high quality, so I took a chance on it. I looked up the brand. Again, I had no idea what the brand was. This is the first time I even saw this brand. I just saw it at the thrift store. I touched it and I was like, this feels like it could be something. So I looked it up, and it ended up being a really good item. Listed it on eBay, and it sold the same day that we listed it for $65. So that was an $8 Goodwill find into a $65 eBay sale. Next up is a brand that you definitely want to be on the lookout for. I actually mentioned this brand in one of our past videos because I found it at a Goodwill. The brand is called Vivo Barefoot. I found them at a Goodwill, and I'm telling you, there were probably like 10 other resellers looking at the shoes when I was there, and nobody picked up this pair because they just look like a normal pair of shoes. If you don't know the brand, then you don't know. But here you go. Here's free information for you guys. You can take this information and you can go and find this brand and resell them because they sell for a lot of money. I got lucky that this pair was actually brand new with tags, but again, found them at a Goodwill. I think I paid $15, $10 or $15. Let's just say $15. They sold for full price for us, $149. Be on the lookout for that brand, Vivo Barefoot. So this next item is vintage, but it's not a t-shirt, but it is clothing. I got this item in a wholesale purchase that I bought from someone local. It was kind of just thrown in because we don't really sell that much Polo Ralph Lauren, and we don't really sell that many like polo shirts, but this one was unique. Again, I looked it up. I didn't know much about it except that it was vintage polo Ralph Lauren, and it's just a long sleeve polo, and it had like white water rafting on the front of it, but a very sought after item. Polo, vintage polo is very collectible if it's the right pieces. So I believe in the wholesale lot that I bought, this one was around $50 is what I paid, and it sold for us on eBay very quickly again, but it sold for us on eBay for $200 shipped. The next item up we found at a local estate sale. It was just sitting there, another thing that I had never seen before, but whenever I find something that's like obviously mechanical and high quality, this had like a made in Germany engraving on it, and whenever I see that, I like to play around with it and try to look it up and see what it is. And in this case, it ended up being a vintage spy camera. How cool is that? So a vintage spy camera, again, at an estate sale, we paid $10 for it, and it sold for us on eBay for $128. So again, now you know, I had no idea what this item was. I looked it up at the estate sale, and now you can take this information. And if you see one of these, just know that they do sell for good money. This next item up actually blew my mind because I didn't know that this brand was worth so much money. This came in one of those Amazon mystery wholesale boxes that we bought a long time ago. It kind of just sat off to the side for a bit, and then we finally listed it on eBay. The brand is called Bed Stew, and it was brand new with tags. In the wholesale box, I guess altogether, you know, maybe we paid like $5 for this item. So that's probably why we was kind of like off to the side, and we didn't really focus on listing it. But as soon as we listed, we had a bunch of like offers come in, and it ended up selling for us for full price. It sold for $155. Brand new with tags. The brand is Bed Stew. So even if it wasn't new with tags, I guess because the brand is highly sought after right now, and definitely quality, like the purse had some nice quality to it. But even used, I feel like you could still get decent money for that item. So add that to your BOLO list. I definitely did add it to ours because I didn't know that that brand was worth so much money, and now I do. $155. That's a really good sale. The next item up, believe it or not, guys and girls, Crocs sell. I know it's funny that I wear Crocs all the time now. I don't know if you can see them, but I wear Crocs all the time now. I hated on people who wore Crocs, but they are comfortable, I'm not gonna lie. And some of them are worth a lot of money. And in this case, we found this pair of Croc boots, which are, I guess, rarer than just the regular Crocs, but Crocs hiking boots, found them at a thrift store, paid $10 for them, and they sold for us for $60. So 6 times our money with a thrift store flip. From the thrift store to eBay, $10 into $60. Look out for Crocs boots. The next item we found at a garage sale, or should I say, Allie found at a garage sale. We did this little challenge thing where Allie was like, if I find something that I can make profit on and we can sell it and make some money, can I get a new plant? Allie is like obsessed with plants right now, which is cool. We have so much oxygen in our house. There's plants everywhere. But so that was the challenge. So she was like really looking for stuff. And to her credit, I walked right past this item at the garage sale. Allie picked it up, she bought it. I think she paid like $5 for it. And it's just like a old vintage protractor, or I think it's called like a pencil divider or something like that. But in the box, really, really nice. And it sold on eBay very quickly. It sold in 2 days. And we got $67.77 for it. And the plant that Allie bought that day only cost like $22. So we're actually still in net profit on that buy. Good job, Allie. So this next item that I'm gonna share with you is amazing. This came from an estate sale, and believe it or not, this was literally a throw-in. Like we had a whole bunch of stuff in a pile, and I brought out this towel, and they were literally like, you can just have that with the other stuff. So we were into this item for $0. And there's another tip. If you're at an estate sale or garage sale, wherever you are, bundling up items together and then paying for the items, or making an offer on the whole bundle instead of individual per each item, that's the way to go. So this towel was literally thrown in. I looked it up, and it was, I think, 70s or 80s Gatorade sports towels, just a little like sweat towel. And it sold for us on eBay for $82.88. Obviously that's going to a collector. There's people who collect vintage t-shirts, there's people who collect vintage towels. So there's another one to be on the lookout for. Any advertising stuff is definitely gonna hold some value, especially something that there weren't that many made, you know? So this next item up, you've heard me talk about these in the past, in some of our past videos if you've watched our channel. If you haven't, go back and watch some of those past videos. But vintage quilts, handmade quilts, have been selling like crazy for us. And even during the summer, these things are still selling. I think this one actually sold on July 4th, which makes sense because it's red, white, and blue. But it sold for $200, which is insane. But when you think about it, like the amount of time and effort that goes into making one of these quilts, they're all handmade, everything's done by hand, hours and hours and hours of time and passion that goes into these quilts. So obviously, and it's kind of nice actually that people are appreciative of them, paying up for them, and they're going to be continued to be admired and used in the future. That's really cool. But again, if you're not aware, vintage quilts sell for a lot of money. We just learned about them recently. Shout out people like Katie and Vicky. Go to their channel, watch some of their stuff, and they'll teach you stuff that we just don't know about. But now we do. Now we know vintage quilts, certain patterns go for more money, but vintage quilts can sell for a ton. As in this case, again, this was one that we picked up from an estate sale. I think we paid like $33 for it, and it sold for $200. This next item up was also an estate sale find. We've been going to a lot of estate sales recently. But I know I've mentioned this in the past, but blank media, sealed blank media, can still get you a lot of money. It's got to be the right stuff, and usually you have to lot it together to get enough money. But just like in the case of this sale, we sold 8 Maxwell cassette tapes, and they sold for $60. I paid $5 for all of them at an estate sale, put them on eBay. They sold very quickly for $60. And then the last item that I'll share with you that sold for us for over $50, there were more, but I just chose 12 of my favorites. The last one that I'll share with you that sold for us on our eBay for $50 plus is this pair of Ray-Ban frames. These were not sunglasses, they were just the frames, and they still sold for $65. And those we picked up in one of those Amazon mystery boxes that we got quite a while ago. But don't just be on the lookout for Ray-Ban sunglasses, even if it's just the frames by itself or just the regular like optical glasses. They can still sell for a decent amount of money on eBay. But there you go, guys and girls. I hope you learned something in today's video. If you did, please share the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna put out more videos just like this to help people learn. That is the overall goal of this channel, is to help you guys be better resellers and to entertain you and for us to be able to look back and watch it. There's a lot of reasons, but the main reason is to help you guys succeed and be better resellers. We've been doing this full time for I think almost 8 years now. So over the years, we have gained a ton of knowledge on not only what to do, but also what mistakes that we've made that you can avoid making in the future. So again, if you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing to the channel, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.